Hi, everybody. I am Donna Reed. I traveled in Up With People 1976, Cast A. If you've watched any of the other videos, you already know that. And I'm in the Cactus Lounge, which happens to be my son's guest room. Thus, Hugh Grant behind me in a crown. I'm not sure why that's happening, but I am here today as a follow-up to an interview that I did, I'm going to guess a couple months ago now, with Darrick and Randall. You guys want to raise your hands so we remind who you are? Okay. And at that point, they told me that they had been golfing together for 32 or 33 years, and that your spouses bought into this. And then you guys bought into golf courses, and you were, and the golf courses were in Maine, which is where you were when I interviewed you. So this follow-up, everybody, is because they are in Belgium. And from what I recall, whoever won the year before hosts the next one. And so I'm going to go through and have those who were not on the first interview introduce themselves. Greg, right?
Correct.
Let's start with you.
Okay. I'm Greg Ronitz-Baker, cast A91. Interviewed in time I traveled. I was from Maine. No staff years.
Okay. And Greg, is that how you guys wound up with the golf course in Maine?
Actually, no. It flipped. Randy and I flipped locations at one point where I was in Colorado and he actually moved to Maine. Originally, he was from Wyoming, so we kind of
traded spaces.
And he's been there ever since. So he's about up for his membership for his Mainer card. So I lost my leaving the state. After a few decades, you can earn yours if you're from away.
You're a Mainer. I love that. Michiganian, Ohio. Okay, fun. All right. And then Mike?
Dan.
That's my brother's name. I should remember that. See, I'm not going to remember. Go, Dan.
It's all good. So I'm Dan Preucil, also cast A91, and I grew up in an Up With People family. So I'm the youngest of four. My brother traveled. He was cast E 1979. My sister traveled. She was cast A 1984, and another sister traveled, cast A 1989.
Wow.
We've been hosting Up With People students ever since I can remember. As a young kid, I would be the one out there getting the autographs from the drummer. I was a drummer in high school, so I was always amazed at the shows. And so I grew up with Up With People and interviewed in upstate New York. I'm from Elmira.
Okay.
And ended up traveling with these fellas. We struck a really, really strong friendship. And after the year, decided to play a round of golf together. And we had so much fun, we thought, let's do that again next year. And that was 32 years ago. So
it's just one of the best stories. I want you to know I shared this story with the others at reunion without saying names or years, because I just pre-told a little of what I have learned doing 45 to 50 interviews about how Up With People has moved forward in people's lives. Okay, yellow shirt, Mr. Host, who I don't remember your name either.
All right, Michael Schooling. I'm originally
Michael.
from
Okay.
Cast A91, and I've been traveling around a bit lately, and I'm currently living in Brussels, Belgium.
Okay.
Viewed when I was a junior year abroad in Aberdeen, Scotland.
Fun.
Yeah.
So now you speak English, Scottish, French, and Flemish?
Actually, I'm pretty lousy at languages, so I'm sticking with English right now. I'm trying to balance first.
I don't think anybody speaks Scottish, really, unless you were born there. So, welcome. Thank you. All right. Blue shirt.
My name is Berkeley Brean. I traveled in Cast A91. I interviewed in my hometown of Kingston, Ontario, Canada. We never hosted students, but Up With People came to Kingston just about every 2 years. And my parents took me to the shows all the time. And then when I was 17, my dad told me to go down to the front of the stage at the end of the show and interviewed there, and got accepted and traveled before I went to university.
Wow. So your dad encouraged you. I think I came home and just told my folks I was going to do this. Prior to that, it was going to be Navy ROTC. And then it was just Up With People because they're so similar, right?
The thing is, my dad knew of Up With People since its inception in around 1965 because he was at Gonzaga University in Spokane, and so being in the Northwest, he heard about, I think it was called
Sing Out?
Sing Out.
Yep.
Yeah, so he knew about that and Blanton Belk, and he just kind of knew about it. And so when they came to Kingston, he was a big fan, and we went all the time.
Nice. Nice. Okay. So, Michael, I'm going to go back to you since you're the host this year. Why don't you tell the listeners how you guys wound up in Belgium this year?
Oh, I work for the United States Embassy here, and so we were posted elsewhere, and our next assignment was here in Belgium. It's just that simple. So we go where the work is.
And does this mean you won last year?
Oh yes, I am the only current.
Oh, here we go.
Whatever you're going to say, they've heard it. Okay, tell the rest of us.
Yeah. I repeat one, which has not been done since we started using handicaps. Now I've since renounced that title clearly for this tournament because I am way behind after day one.
Donna, we played our first round out of for a 2-day tournament today.
Way.
I was assuming that you had played today, and that's why we were doing this evening. So that means that you won and hosted the year before. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's correct.
And where were you at that point?
We were in Lake Elsinore, California, Northern California.
Okay, wow, from Northern California to Brussels.
You like to make us,
Yeah.
Who's ahead right now?
Greg
is.
By a lot.
By a lot? And
Yeah.
okay, the last time I played golf was 1977 when Jack Nicklaus and Chichi Rodriguez were playing. So tell me what by a lot means.
9.
He's up by 8.
Up by 8. Up by 8.
Okay. And so that means that if you win, or if you do as well tomorrow, next year you'll play in where? Where do you live now?
I live in Connecticut,
Okay. Okay. So
either being in the Northeast, depends if we, might play on the courses we own because it's right there, or I have a summer place that they haven't seen yet, or there's a course that we've been talking about years for playing. So I
okay.
could give up hosting duties and plan at a different place somewhere else. So
I told Randall and Darrick that Maine is one of the states that I've never been to, and they were like, "You should
Oh,
go."
you
And I'm like, I know,
yeah.
it's not on the way. I am driving through Kansas tomorrow for the
It's not.
400th time because every time I cross the United States, I go through Kansas, right? But
it's a destination, not a drive-through.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Berkeley, the guys mentioned the first time I talked to them that you guys have some traditions, and one of them is do you guys have a weird prize that you give to somebody or something that you carry around?
A couple.
A couple
Okay.
of the winner of the tournament wins a jacket and a trophy. I think Randy's going to get the trophy.
Okay.
The jacket started out as this undersized plaid jacket. Anybody who watched WKRP in Cincinnati would know it was a Herb Tarlick jacket.
Right.
And since then, I mean, Michael won it the first time we had the jacket, and that's all it was just the jacket. And every year after that, the winner has added something to it. So now it weighs about
It's about 20 pounds.
20 pounds,
Yeah.
and it's full of regalia. And this is the trophy that they win.
There's all the names you can see over the years.
Oh, fun!
Yep.
Explain the top.
Are
And-
you
Well,
gonna like?
Michael should explain the top.
No, Darrick started the
Derek
top.
started.
Has
that.
it
Derek,
got something in it in the cup?
It has various mementos from the years past.
Golf balls,
tees.
broken tees. Yep.
Minus one.
You can see that it's a specimen cup from a doctor's office.
Those two guys are doctors.
It actually was
It was Darrick.
Derek's idea.
Because we
Awesome! Way to go, Darrick.
So being the tournament, this was the peak cup.
It's the P cup, right?
And but over the years, we've added other levels. The interesting
Oh,
thing that
boy.
Michael did was, we had to talk about this.
Jeez.
So we also have specimen cups with our names already engraved. So the thought is, it's a mausoleum layer. So whenever we croak, we can take some of our hair or we can cut off a digit and put it in here. So we'll always be here.
Like
Cut
that.
off a digit and wow. Okay.
And it even lights up from the bottom. It's too dark to see that. But
Why does this I can see it. It kind of is like a lava lamp, only not. So, wow. Okay. You guys have been very creative, and I can't believe that then. So now whoever wins, do you have to haul it back with you to the States?
you're honored.
Yes.
Haul it back is a strong word. You get the honor of
You are
carrying it
honored to
back.
carry it back with you. Yes.
I think we need to start an investment group for how much it costs to either ship or throw that on a plane if you have to fly with it.
Yeah. I'm super grateful that you hadn't already peed in those cups, just so you know, because that close up, it wasn't something
We
I.
never actually asked.
We never actually,
Yeah,
well, right.
Yeah, right. It's been cleaned out every year because what happens is the winner, that the top level gets emptied out and it gets filled with the liquor of everybody else's choice that you have to drink that as your
The
celebratory.
only time it's opened all year long is for the
So the
winning shot.
celebratory shot, yes.
I mean, it's closed back up forever.
It's never been cleaned.
Oh my word. Okay, so who are the two doctors? Okay. And what are you doctors of? Dan, what do you do?
So I'm a family practice doctor, but I'm now doing full-time palliative and hospice medicine.
Oh, nice. And Michael?
I'm family practice doing full-time family practice.
Nice.
It sounded neat, did it?
Sounded way
So-
cooler. Yep.
At the reunion, you guys, Ted Caldwell came and played in Ralph's place. And I don't know if you all know him or if you know the Caldwells well or anything, but Paul is always sort of the spokesperson that talks and stuff. And Ted left in 1970 and became a doctor and was a gynecologist. And Paul is making jokes saying, we wish that he would have worked in senior care because right now he's not helpful to us at all. But it was fun as always to have him there and to see what they're going through. So Dan, I'm going to ask you, what do you have a memory of one place that you've played that like is your favorite memory?
Where we've played together.
Yeah, where you guys have played together.
Oh, that's easy. That's got to be our 25th anniversary, where we decided, I think
Year
15,
three.
maybe the second or third year we were doing this, we said, if we're still doing this in 25 years, we're going to Scotland, the home of golf. And so we did. We actually, over the years, invested a little money in an index fund. So we had some funds available. And when our 25th anniversary came, we signed up for a tour through Scotland and were able to play some of the famous courses that we all love to watch on television. So the old course at St. Andrews, Carnoustie, Kingsbarns. I mean, we had a lovely time. We spent a week over there together, saw some of the countryside and just had an unbelievable experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Darrick, I think you guys told me that you had kilts, right? Because I've seen a picture with kilts somewhere, maybe on a website. I don't remember where.
We look dashing in our kilts.
We do.
Yes, that is a fair point.
Okay, there is this weird thing that women have about men in kilts. So kind of doesn't matter what you look like. We all think it's kind of sexy. So just so you know.
That's what we're going.
That's right. Banking on it.
Yep.
Banking on that.
But they were real wool kilts, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
these are the real.
They're
deal.
authentic.
Yes.
Those
We
kind
actually-
that you like wrap and it's just yards of fabric. Whew.
Yes.
12 yards.
12 yards of fabric. Yep.
I'm pretty sure we wore kilts when we played in Las Vegas on our
No.
10th anniversary.
Did we? No
Yeah.
kilts there.
No,
Did we not?
we made it. We made
We made a temperature rule.
It was above 80 degrees, no way, because
No.
we almost dropped a couple times.
Yeah.
It's like 85, 90% humidity. I mean, once they start, Randy's kilt starts dropping, then
It's not pretty.
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
It becomes a bikini kilt and you're
more
wearing a Speedo underneath or something. So,
You hope.
Yeah,
We
but you wish.
can't talk about
Can't talk
something.
about
We can't talk about it.
yeah, that's
We
the,
did-
that's the part that
we did play
nobody
Pebble Beach in
knows.
our kilts.
Yeah,
We did play Pebble Beach in our kilts.
Yeah, that's true.
You would never have done it in Scottsdale this weekend. It was.
No.
Although someone from my cast who loves golf, he flew out early and he sent me a picture of him on the golf course in Scottsdale. And I'm like, I didn't actually exit the hotel the whole time I was there. I didn't even walk outside because I already knew it was 110 or 15 degrees. So crazy. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my reunion t-shirt.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, reunion volunteer t-shirt. So, um, another besides Scotland, anybody else have a favorite memory, like where you played the best or you played the worst, or you wish that it hadn't happened and it was a memory you wish hadn't occurred?
For me, the first time I won, because I think I only won from endurance, because it was an 8-hour round of golf outside the Rose Bowl in
Right,
Pasadena.
Pasadena.
Oh, yeah, so long.
It ended in the,
hot.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, the slowest round ever.
that also came with the best pre-round ever, because Mike, usually at that time, we didn't have handicaps. We'd play a round before to figure out how many strokes we were going to give.
Oh,
And he showed up at the first course to play, and it was
It turned out to be a putt-putt, I think.
a mini golf course.
miniature golf course.
Yeah, but they didn't really advertise that on the website or whatever they advertised, the Yellow Pages. They booked me a tee time, which was nice of them.
We have this great picture of Darrick teeing it up with a driver on the first hole.
Big windmill in
Big
front of
windmill.
him.
Yeah.
that would be my kind of game. You either make it through the windmill or you don't, and then all over.
Yep.
It's over. So, from an international perspective, did Americans, did you fly over a day or two early? Like, have you been there a couple days to acclimate to the time change?
Yep. Randall, myself, and Darrick and Dan, we all flew in 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Sunday
Monday
morning,
morning we arrived.
so we didn't play till the day. Berkeley came in Monday.
morning.
Okay.
So
Okay. I can't imagine getting there and then, oh, we're going to golf, you know?
like what's today?
Yeah.
Tuesday. Although I think Dan settled because his first night of sleeping was 16 hours.
16 hours.
We thought he was dead. I'm like,
Yeah,
Michael, you're the doctor. Can you go up and check on him?
Yeah.
Like poking him to see if he's awake.
Yeah.
I want you to know, so I'm at my son's house and he traveled in 2013. And he's getting married in November, and several Up With People alumni are either coming from Europe or are in the wedding. His best friend is from Norway. But when I told him I was doing this follow-up with you guys, he goes, you know, ever since you told us about this, they're a big Dungeons and Dragon group, and they're super good friends, and they've been playing together now for 7 or 8 years. And he said, we are literally thinking, what can we do? What can we do? Could we create a business? What can we do together that we all like? That will keep us connected, and that's because of you guys. So,
All right.
That's really cool. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I thought it sounded to me like they might make booze, which
There's nothing wrong with that.
Someone's got to do it.
yeah. Okay. So we're gonna you all have a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you, guys. Cheers. Prost, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Where you are. I appreciate it. I'm not going to go on and on. I will ask, does anyone have anything that you might say the new cast of Up With People, which is only about 30 kids, they're called Voices, have left for Mexico City and should have arrived in Mexico City today. And they are 18 to 24 years old, really representative. There's very few Americans actually in the group, so very global. What might you say to a young person who's considering a gap year or pre-college or whatever, knowing full well that we don't know exactly what this program is, but what would you say to someone about what Up With People has done for you in your life? Anybody want to interject?
That I can tell you that it was probably the best preparation I had for university. Absolutely, hands down. And it's created 5 amazing friends for my entire life.
That's neat. Anybody else? Anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I went the year after I graduated college. So it was interesting because it's been very foundational for a lot of the way I think, whether it be in business or managing people of different backgrounds and that kind of stuff. So it's just, it always throws people because you're just a guy from Maine living in Connecticut. And it's weird where your perspective comes from because you're able to tap into friends when you're either talking about something that's very difficult, but you have a place that you trust to be able to have that conversation. Not everybody gets that. So trying to recreate that or have that for yourself, it's important.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
I guess I would say that in today, what I see today is that people don't leave home even if they're physically away. And we tend to go to colleges or do groups that were of like people, and Up With People for us, I think, had a diversity amongst it that maybe made us from small states, physical population, small states or countries to think about things that you didn't think about otherwise, and force you to think about, well, why do I believe certain things? So beyond the friendships, which is priceless, and some of the great places to go, I think it also, I would suggest try not to be on your electronics too much, because for us, we had to get postage, things mailed to us 30 days later. We might get it if we're lucky, but that separation, I think, forced us to see the world and meet people and build relationships that you just can't do in a normal setting.
Yeah. Yeah. I ask this at the end of each of the 2 sessions I just did at Reunion, and one person just said, take a risk, that was their whole thing, take a risk. And then someone else said, put down the screens.
Yeah.
You know, and you could see that at this reunion. My cast director, who I haven't seen since I left the road 47 years ago, was there celebrating her 50th. And we had 20 minutes in a coffee line. And she said, my 6 best friends in the entire world are from this group 50 years ago.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
You know, you're kind of telling the same stories. So anyway, awesome. All right, I will end this. I hope you have a good night. I love that it's still light outside in Europe. In Arizona, it would be dark by now. And I will upload it. Could you do me a favor, and either Randall or Darrick, who I have on Facebook Messenger, will you send me everybody's name spelled correctly so that I can put it on when I upload it, and then I'll let you know when I make it live on.
So thanks, Donna, for doing this. What a
Thank you very
great
much.
set of stories you're telling. Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm having a blast and learning amazing things. So
Good.
super fun, super fun. All right. Nice to meet you all. I'm going to end the recording.
Thank you.